I went to the gym last night and I decided that instead of doing 40 minutes of cardio on the treadmill, which is something I've been doing for the last 12 weeks, I thought, I'll give 60 minutes a go. Well, you know how some ideas seem really good at the time? I tell you what, it was the hardest bloody 20 minutes that I've had for a long time. And it just shows how easy it is to overestimate your fitness. I go to the gym most nights. I find the gym is a way of making myself feel a lot better. It's kind of like other people will use meditation. Some people might use alcohol. I use the gym. I like to go there, have a good bash. I see lots of people I know. I don't really stop and chat to many of them. I'll say g'day and all that, and maybe chew the fat for a few, for the odd minute, but I'm not there to chat and converse. I go there to give my body a good bash, and I normally do that, and that's why I was really surprised last night, because I think I'm pretty darn fit. But last night when I decided to do 60 minutes on the treadmill instead of 40, it nearly killed me. To the extent that I hobbled home. I hobbled around the house. I had a sore, I don't know what it's called. It's below the calf muscle and above the Achilles. It's that little bit of meat that's between those two. That was aching like mad on my left leg. Today when I was walking the dog, my knees weren't feeling wonderful. My thighs were certainly moaning. I felt like I'd done a really good heavy workout on the squat machine. And in fact, I've sent a post to Facebook and Instagram saying all of this about my surprise. So it dawned on me then, well, perhaps it's an appropriate time to tell you guys about it because it's a week after New Year, and a lot of people, of course, have got New Year's resolutions which involve getting fitter, and that often involves going to the gym. So it's kind of important because if you are unfit, you haven't been to the gym for a while, you haven't exercised a lot of those muscles, it's easy for you to think that guys who are at the gym, all these blokes and women all buffed up, that they're not having any problems and you feel like the fish out of water. But honestly, I've been going to the gym for a few years now, and I've certainly been the last 2 or 3 I've been going religiously, and I've put on a bit of muscle as a result. I've certainly cut down on my body fat. I'm down to sort of around 10 or 11% body fat, and I'm aiming to get that down a little bit further as well. So when you go to the gym to do your New Year's resolution and actually tick that box, bear in mind that although you might be thinking, oh God, I'm going to look like a dick. Well, everybody is at the gym for a reason. Most people who go to the gym want to look better than they do. They want to be fitter. If they're sports people, they're trying to increase their fitness and their strength. If they're all the rest of us, then they just want to look better. They don't want to sit on their laurels and watch their physique disappear down the toilet. We are all there for a good reason, and that reason is to try to better ourselves. So when you go to the gym, bear that in mind. They're not going to care. Honestly, there are so many people at my gym. By the way, it's a big gym, so there are probably tonight I got there just after 5 p.m. Yes, the worst time of the day to go to the gym. And it was pretty bloody packed. There was not one treadmill available, and that has probably 40 treadmills. Most of the bikes were used up. I ended up getting on the rowing machine, just to warm up. It would have had easily 200 people in there. It's a big gym. But you wander in there and people aren't going to look at you and go, ooh, look at him. I've never seen him before. What's going on? He looks like a fat bastard. Let's have fun watching him collapse. Nobody's going to be thinking any of that. They're all there to do their own thing. And to be honest, everybody thinks that everyone's looking at me. But the fact is, nobody gives a crap about you, unfortunately. I mean, I know that's a bad thing. You want people to give a crap about you. But at the gym, Everybody is so absorbed in their own selves and their own betterment and whatever weight they're pushing, and can they squeeze out that last bench press or that last squat. They're not thinking about you, honestly. Hi, my name's Pete Robin. I'm from See Your Toes Again, and this is another one of my podcasts. My podcasts are generally about food and health and all that sort of stuff, and I do bang on a lot about sugar and the impact it has on human society and your belly. But I thought today, because it's just after New Year and it's something I haven't done yet, certainly exercise is a big part of everything. It's a part of you losing weight. It's a part of you getting healthier. And so it's an important part. So I thought, well, let's do a quick podcast. Hopefully I won't talk too long like I normally do. Let's do a quick podcast on exercise and about you getting to the gym to do your first workout. This is assuming you haven't been to the gym for a wee while. If you go every day, then you're probably not going to get a hell of a lot out of this podcast. But, I'd still like you to listen. It'd be nice. And if you got a chance at the end, if you can just follow me, perhaps subscribe and maybe leave a review, that would be great. So first of all, why do you want to go to the gym? Why are you planning on it? I'm assuming if it's the first week out of January, you could be listening to this later on, of course. You could be listening to this in 6 months' time. I'm assuming you are attempting to get fitter. You may want to be getting stronger as well. So there are two main methods, of course, of the gym. One is cardio and the other is weights. And they both have their advantages and disadvantages. I started off this podcast telling you about my 60 minutes on the cardio machine on the treadmill, and it bloody nearly killed me. And that's my 1 day a week. Well, it's actually 1 day out of every 6 days because I have kind of a 6-day turnaround. 1 day out of 6 that I dedicate to cardio, and then the other 5 days I dedicate to the weights. And if you can do your maths, that means there's a day left over, and that's my rest day. And that rest day, incidentally, will happen any time I just can't be asked going to the gym. And it'll be like that. It'll be like 4 o'clock comes along. I'm thinking, I've got to go to the gym at 5. To be honest, I can't be asked going to the gym tonight. And that's my day off. It's literally that simple. I don't plan it. If you can plan a day off, it's probably because you're not really exhausted. You're just thinking, I feel like I should have a day off. I've been there for 5 days. I should have a day off. My thought process is you work hard. Quite often, day one for me is squats, which is my legs. And, it's a hard workout. I do squats and leg extensions and calf raises and hamstring curls. It's a hard workout, and by that night and certainly the next day, I can feel it. But it's all down on my legs, and that means I can spend the next workout the next day doing my chest and so on. So my 5-day split is legs day 1, chest day 2, shoulders and arms day 3, back and abs day 4, and then cardio day 5. That's how it has been in the past. And then day 6 can be deadlift day, and then day 7 is rest day. I like my deadlifts. I really enjoy them, and they are a challenge. How much weight I can pull off the ground is just one of those. Whereas squats, yes, that's similar, but I find squats really bloody hard, probably because I've got little chicken legs, 60-year-old chicken legs. So if you're going to the gym and you haven't been there before, you're going to go in. The best thing you can do is chat to somebody in the gym. Say, look, I'm a newbie. I've got this idiot Pete Robin from New Zealand who's going to show me a few things. You're welcome to go on my website, by the way, seeyourtoesagain.com. But what do you think, Mr. Gym person? And they will, man, I see I see some of the gym people showing, well, they don't, it's not when they're showing people stuff, because, if you're a newbie, they just wander around, they'll show you the machines, the weight machines, they'll show you how to turn a treadmill on and get on a push bike and all that, and then they'll leave you to it. It's when they want to decide to coach some poor bastard who says, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthy. And some of the exercises they make these poor buggers do, it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. And I just think if I was doing those weights or those exercises they're getting me to do, I wouldn't come back the second week. So generally you can do a pretty easy routine. There's some exercises that are really good. The compound exercises are the best. Compound means that you use as many muscles as the exercise can do. And once you get a bit fitter, a bit stronger, something like a squat, which has a bar over your shoulder. You're welcome to go on my website. I've got the squat on there. That's an exercise that does just about every muscle in your body. Same with the deadlift. You've got to do it correctly, because you can really seriously hurt yourself if you don't. I was watching a bloke the other day trying to pull 160 kilos off the floor. That's about 350 pounds. And his method was so terrible. His back was bent all over the place, and I'm surprised he managed to get out of it in one piece, because he could easily have popped his back, popped a vertebrae. He could have given himself a hernia. And again, I've got one of those on a video of that on my website. So you're welcome to go on there and have a look at that as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but my technique, and I do mention a bit there on my technique, it's enough to keep you reasonably, it's enough to let you do it without hurting yourself. And then as you get better and you get stronger, then you'll be able to lift heavier weights. The trick with all of this stuff, incidentally, I know I'm going off course here, the trick is to go light, get your technique correct before you start lifting heavy. If you're a bloke and you, 20, 30 years ago, I used to do this, God, I was so bloody brilliant at this, it's easy for you to start going heavy really fast, and you'll do yourself damage, because your body is not the body it was 30 years ago. So give yourself a break, go easy, don't think you're showing off to all the young guys, because honestly, they don't give a shit. They've got their own problems to sort out. Just get your technique right, get your muscles right, see how you feel the following day and the day after, because the second day along the road is always the worst. And if you feel like, oh God, I can't get out of bed, I'm going to have to phone work to say that I'm basically stuck in bed, then you know you went too hard. If you're feeling pretty bloody good and you've got just a little bit of tiredness, you know you were a bit too soft on yourself, so you go a bit harder next time. So you go to the gym person will show you around the ropes. He'll also obviously show you all the health and safety stuff. Take it easy, take your time. My strong suggestion is don't just do cardio. It's easy to get on the treadmill for 20 minutes and go, oh, that was it, and you're walking at a snail's pace. In fact, the snail might overtake you at some stage. It's easy to think that that's a good workout, but it's not. It's kind of getting your lungs a little bit open, but on the treadmill, it would be nice if you can pick up a bit of a sweat and pick up a bit of a huff and puff. Certainly at the start, while you're worried about your heart and everything else, just make sure if you go with a friend that you can still maintain conversation, but it's at a huff and puff. You're not just chatting away, you're huffing and talking and puffing and having to breathe heavily, and that means that you're doing a good job, because you can still breathe and you can still talk. That's the big thing. And then later on, when you're fitter, then you can start thinking about busting your ass on that as well. But importantly, only spend, if you can, this is only my opinion, spend about 10 or 20 minutes doing cardio, then get onto the weights and push weights, because the weights either pushing free weights, which means that you've got your little barbell there or your dumbbell, or use the machines. The machines are often better for people who are starting out because you don't have to, if you try to lift the dumbbell off the ground, then of course it wants to go in every direction apart from up. And you have to use all sorts of muscles to control it. Whereas if you use the same machine that does the same job, then you don't have to control the machine. You just have to push as hard as you can in any old direction and it'll take you there. So the machines are good at the start while you're waking up your muscles and getting them going. I still use machines quite a bit because it means that I can go really hard, especially on some machines, some back exercises especially, and that sort of thing. I can go really hard on those. So don't be shy of them. Lots of people use them. And again, just go to the weight that you feel that, I've got a bit of a, you get to, the magic number for me is 8. I normally struggle to get to number 8. If I can get to number 8 and I've got plenty in the tank, then the weight is too light. If I get to 6 and I can't get number 7 out, this is the 7th repetition, then that means it's probably a bit heavy. Every now and again that's fine, but you don't want to do it all the time. So try to pick a weight where you can do 8 of them, and then try to get, this is only certainly at the start, try to do 3 sets. So a set is you do those 8 lifts and then you put it on the ground, or you sit on the machine and look around or get on your phone and check your social media, and you let yourself recover for a couple of minutes. So that's a set that you just did. And do 3 of those sets. That gets your ball rolling, and that'll give your muscles something to think about tomorrow. Try to pick a few different exercises to do. Generally, like I said earlier, I pick a group of muscles, like say my chest, and I'll do all of the chest exercises today. That means that for the next few days, my chest should be a little bit sore. It often doesn't get that sore, but that's because I do it quite a bit. Legs is a different story. Squats, it's just about every time that, I wouldn't be able to do. I find if I do squats, it's not that I struggle to walk, but I certainly know walking up and down the stairs in my house that I did squats yesterday and the day before. Again, as you get fitter, you'll find less of that. Something about legs, they seem to get you every time. When you start off, you will be sore. You'll spend a lot of your time with sore muscles, and you're just going to have to get used to that. But that's where you learn. Don't take it too hard at the start. Give yourself, say, a month of getting into it. So if you're only working your chest, as an example, once a week, then there's four sessions that you've done work on your chest. And your idea is there really just to wake those muscles up, get them moving for that first month. And you'll also be learning, one thing, how to do the machine or how to do the lift again. And the other thing, you'll be figuring out what weight you can push adequately. And I strongly suggest you write down. I do it on my phone, on the notepad on my phone. I have each day is a separate notepad. So, for example, chest day, I'll write down the date. I'll write down that this is a flat bench with dumbbells. And then I'll write down the weight that I'm pushing and how many reps. And so then I think, okay, I managed to get 12 of those reps out, so I'm going to go heavier. So I'll put those weights back on the rack. Find the next set of weights. Go back to my bench, lie there, push them. Oh, I got 10 of those out. That's good. Put those weights away, get the next heaviest ones, push them. Oh, I only managed to do 7 of those. But I write down the weights that I used and how many I managed to push. And there's 2 things about that. One is it gets you used to what weights to go and grab. You're not making that guess each week. And also it shows you next week, okay, I only got 7 of those last week, but today I've managed to squeeze out 9. That's progress. And that's the sort of progress you can expect to make. Oh, look, I pushed 20 kilo weights, two dumbbells, each were 20 kilos. And then next week you find you can do the 22 kilo ones. And so that's progress. That's your muscles waking up and getting on. And it doesn't take long, especially as newbies. All the people who have been at the gym for a long time are jealous of newbies. It's new people, because you will make such fast progress. You'll be changing the weights every week, whereas the rest of us struggle to change weights from one month to the next. So enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts. So that's it. Then I normally would suggest you get back onto the bike or the treadmill or the rower and just spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the end of your training session, just casually going. Don't go all out. Just casually get on there and go at a nice light pace to just keep the blood flowing through your body, and that'll help your recovery as well. And it just adds that little bit of extra cardio fitness to you. And generally my workout would take anything, well, it used to take 40 minutes, but these days it takes me a bit over an hour, sometimes an hour 15. But that's because I've added more stuff to it and I'm doing more than 3 sets. I'm often doing 4 or 5 sets, and I need more recovery in between. So it takes me longer. For you, if you're just starting out, my suggestion is aim for 45 minutes as the length of your routine. Do that as many times a week as you can. Do give yourself 1 or 2 days off, and you should be right. And like I said too, if you can make one day where you go in and you only do cardio, so you get on the treadmill or you get on the rower and you just go for the duration. And that could be, see, if it's a treadmill, it's easy because you can try to jog, but the benefit of a treadmill is you can just walk, and you can walk at whatever pace. Same with the push bike and the rowing machine, I guess. You can just go at whatever pace you feel comfortable at. And then if that's your day, if that's your cardio day, again, write that down on your phone in a notepad, in a note. So you'll have a note that'll be cardio. You'll say today's date. I think today's the 9th of the 1st, 24. And you can say, okay, I was on the rowing machine, I did 40 minutes, and it will tell you either how far you went, or you could always just write down the calories. That's a way to go. So you say, okay, I burned up 250 calories or whatever the number is. And so next week when you do it, you can say, right, I'm on the rower again. I've got it set the same. I'm going to do the same duration, and I'm going to see if I can burn more than 250 calories. And that becomes your challenge. That way you can use any of the cardio machines at the gym and still be challenging yourself, because next week you might go and do the bike and write down the same thing there with the calories. The calories might be different. It's a different machine. You're using different muscles. But then in 3 weeks' time, when you get back on the bike and have another go at it, you can look back and go, there's the bike I did. And I burnt 280 calories last time. This time I've managed to burn 340 calories. And that shows that I've managed to progress. It's all about progress. And as you progress, you'll feel good. That's the benefit of the gym. A lot of people go, I can't stand a bloody gym and I hate weights. They're so boring. And the treadmills are boring too, cardio. I'd rather kill myself. Well, it's all because they haven't set themselves challenges. And you've got to give yourself a couple of weeks to get used to it. Let's face it. You go in there, you do a new routine, you feel awkward, the machinery feels awkward. You don't know the people, the faces are... you don't know, you just don't know anything. You don't know where stuff is. You're trying to figure so many things out. Once you get over all of that stuff, though, then at that stage, and you're writing down the numbers, and you will start to see progress. Last week I lifted 20 kilo dumbbells. Today I've managed to use those 22 kilo dumbbells. Progress. Woohoo! And so next week, you'll find yourself pushing yourself. And that's where you start to create challenges for yourself, and it becomes quite entertaining. And like I said, as far as I'm concerned, and I know a lot of other guys and women who go to the gym, it's just a time when you can use your body. You don't have to use your brain a lot. You can forget all about all the shit that happened at work. You don't have to be thinking about anything you don't want to think about. All you're thinking about is squeezing out another rep when you get to that number 8. Can I squeeze out a 9th lift? Drop it on the ground quietly. Don't be one of those posers who has to slam the weights down just to make everybody look at them. And, did I say that out loud? And have a break, have a relax for a few minutes. I normally don't time myself. Other people do between lifts, but I just wait for my breathing to get so I'm not absolutely gasping, because I normally am gasping, especially if it's squats or deadlifts and stuff. I'll sit down and it'll just take a wee while for my heart to get back down, my breathing to start re-establishing itself. And once my breathing is under control, it might not be normal. It's going to take, maybe it's going to take half an hour to get normal, but certainly over the next 2 or 3 minutes, it'll get down enough that I can say, right, I'm recovered. Now I'm going to go and do my second set or my third set. So I hope that has helped a little bit, and I haven't raved on too much. Getting to the gym is the hard part. Getting into the door, just making that effort. Find time during your day. Go there. Don't have high expectations of yourself. Realize that it's going to feel awkward. Realize you're going to feel like a fish out of water. Even if you have been a gym bunny for lots of times before, if you go to a new gym or you go back to a gym that you haven't been to for a while, you're going to feel weird. You're going to not recognize lots of faces. You're going to potentially feel awkward. Just work through all that. Give yourself a break. Enjoy a bit of exercise. And the important thing is, do your 40-45 minutes, go home, and tomorrow repeat. Just do that for a couple of weeks and see how you feel. You're welcome to leave a note, leave a message. You're welcome to contact me on Facebook, or you can direct message me or Instagram, and say g'day if you want. Just say how you're doing and how you're getting on. Okay, I'm prattling. Have a good day and stay safe and look after yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.